good day, viewers, wherever you're watching OGTV live across the globe. I welcome you to the program Peace and Conflict Resolution. Today we shall be discussing family disputes. What is family disputes? What are the issues that cause family disputes? I am Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye, and with me in the house today, I have Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. Barrister Adegbenro, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Oba. It's my pleasure being here.
Yes. Yes, we'll go on a very short break now. Then when we come back, we'll go into the matter proper. Please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, please. Welcome back to the show. It's still the program Peace and Conflict Resolution. In case you're just joining us, I have in the house Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. Like I said earlier before we went on that short break, they say conflict can happen when family members have different views or beliefs that clash. Yes, Barrister Adegbenro, when beliefs and views clash in family, does this really cause disputes? And why should this be an issue? You have your view, I have my view, and everybody should, at least, if in the name of oneness, but it is not in this statement. What's your take?
Well, I would say, good day, viewers. Yes, this we should understand the fact that the family is the smallest unit of any society.
Yes.
And whatever occurs in the family, it's like more or less the reflection of what happens in the larger society. Well, despite the fact that we are born into a particular unit, family in this instance, it does not translate to the fact that everybody will have the same belief. Everybody will have the same perspective of an issue. And in that regard, we are not created to think alike. Notwithstanding the fact that people come from the same womb or come from the same line.
People in the same profession.
Yes, of course. People tend to follow individualism rather than the broad concern of humanity. Issues will come up when minor things just comes up and people could not find a way about it or try to settle it amicably within themselves. So I will point out this singular fact that if everybody think about the end product,
Okay.
then at the point that issues arose, definitely they will kind of look towards the end. What do they aim to achieve at the end? And that should be what ought to guide and direct their focus and their argument in any issue. It is not out of line. It is not unusual. And it is not even something that is not in order for issues to come up even within a family unit. So, well, it will now translate back to the kind of bond between them that will make them look at that issue as something that, oh, surely we should see the end of this thing. And that end of that thing should be something that will reflect a common intention, common goal. Because as a family unit, people always, outsiders always see that whatever discussion, whatever outcome of their discussion means that the family has decided. As a single unit, the family is not divided. It's indivisible. So whatever they say, this is a family property. This is a family something that they jointly own. A single individual cannot lay a stronghold upon it or claim it. So in that regard, whatever the discussion is about, the issues, it is always good and proper and better for the bond between them to make sure that at the end of the day, you resolve and get to the end result, which is for the oneness of the family.
Thank you, Barrister Adegbenro. Let's look at this. The issue of family inheritance in our society, it has become very big issue, and it has divided so many families that used to be one before, and before you know it, and everybody has gone their separate way. And what are we talking about when we talk about family inheritance? How best can this be settled?
We should look at it from the point of the owner of the property, the real owner.
The real owner.
That is why it is essential for anyone who possesses things, properties here and there, in order not to brew up conflicts with your beneficiaries when you are no longer around. It is preferable and better to prepare a will, possibly to dictate how you want those items to be distributed, who should get what should go to a particular person.
The family and outside the family.
Yes, even your kind of interest. If you decide to say you want to take care of motherless children, you can as well factor whatever you want to give to them from that instance. But as a legal practitioner, I want to tell you, even there are instances where there is a will, there is still disagreement.
Even when there is a
will. When there is a will, when the deceased, the testator has stated that this is what and this is the manner I want my properties to be distributed, there are serious dispute upon it. So it brings us back to the issue of that bond and the family. Although it may brew from the fact that maybe one of the child has noticed from childhood that probably the parent prefer the other person, and that breeds jealousy. They don't like me, it is that other person that they prefer. From that little age, that thing will fester and grow. If those parents fail to recognize that and put a stop to it, it will be serious trouble at the end of the day. And that is why it is essential. Don't kind of, as a parent, don't try, although definitely a parent will have a favorite child, but it is not always good to let the others know that they feel less loved or that they are not wanted. And in some instances, even if such a person is a virtuous person, the other person that is feeling less loved, look at what the other person has been doing to the parent, how he has been living all the while, what has he been doing, what has he been contributing. It may not be even in line of giving money, of giving gifts. It may not even be in that regard, but look at what are those things that made such a person to be closely knitted to the parent. If you copy that, it will not be too bad. So if parents could look at those attributes right from the younger age of the children and the way they grow up, they will kind of bring them together. Let them see that they are all equally loved. Nobody is much more favorite than the other person. If you let them do that, then there will be that bond. I know one family in this Abeokuta. They are vast. Their reach is all over the globe. But once they decide that they are meeting, that they will do this, nobody there says they cannot do it. Because they have that bond. They have that sense of purpose and direction within them. Probably, maybe what their elders that have gone have inculcated in them right from the start. You know, all these family meetings that people attend, even your regular old school student association, you understand, that closely knit bond that make other people see that this is the way, or this is the line that these people are following. Can we be like them? Can we take it up when they are no longer around? You understand? So in that regard, if family and parents mix up their children in that manner, then there will be less emphasis on who gets what or what goes around. And let me tell you, the best legacy one will give to a child is education. Education brings enlightenment. If that child grows up and on his own gets a lot of things, he will not think about
inheritance,
his parents, his inheritance. But in some instances, it is even good for them to think of inheritance. Because at the end of the day, when a person is no longer around, it is your children that you live through. It is them that they see that somebody battered these people. And this is the kind of things we would like to see. What about even allowing a house to remain, put tenants there, and sometimes allow coppers, people that are homeless, even give them a chance in your property. I know of an instance like that. Most of the children are not in Nigeria. And there is this vast property that their parents left. They just said, oh, whoa, we don't need it. So whoever, let copper stay there, free of charge, if they can maintain it. That name of the parents will forever be etched in the memory of those ones. And they will spread the news to even people that never knew that such a family exists.
Because most of the coppers will leave the state and travel.
That is
far.
charity.
Yes.
That is charity.
Yes.
Even if the rents are there, you can say, okay, in a year, I know of someone, vast estate, but the father, no, the man, the wife, they died without any child, no heir. But there's a will in place with appointed trustees. In a year, they share more than millions to orphans, to motherless homes, to churches. That's how people live after they die, because their name will always be mentioned as if they are still present. So in your good work, in your good deeds, even if you are no longer alive, plan to have something to give to charity. And if you let your children understand this, definitely there will be less emphasis upon them to say that, oh, I should get this, I should get that. Disputes will always normally arise, no matter the circumstances of their birth, no matter the fact that they are all from the same parents. Disputes will always, because nobody thinks alike. Everybody will have to think on their individual basis. And if the other person is not agreeing with that, but we should not always see opposition to a point as the fact that maybe that person didn't like me. If we de-emphasize that okay, maybe my point is not really good, okay, let's go along with what the majority agrees. And you will leave, everybody will leave, and things will go seamlessly.
Okay. Thank you, Barrister Adegbenro. We'll go on a very short break now. Then when we come back, we'll continue on the matter. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Still on the matter, in case you're just joining us, peace and conflict resolution is the program. Yes. Barrister Adegbenro, you said something about educating children so that by the time the parents, take their bow from this world, and the children can at least reciprocate to the society by the virtues invested on them. Now, let's talk about our schools. This dispute of a thing, it is normal. It will certainly happen. Don't you think we can inculcate this to our children, even at the school level? When a kind of dispute resolution education is being given to a child at home. My daughter, my son, don't fight anybody like they do tell them in the churches and in the mosque, and and if this is taken as a subject in the school, catching them from the tender age, how do you see this? What is your opinion on this?
Well, there is a subject that I know is being taught in secondary school now, civic studies.
Yes.
So I believe the curriculum will be fashioned in such a line to make students at that age believe and see that it is worthwhile to live at peace with other individuals in the society. Yes, well, I will tell you that the training starts from home.
Yes.
It is not always right to say that we will leave it to the teachers to do.
No, they can't do it all.
Children will notice what the way their father behave to their mother, and they will also watch how their mother behave to their father. It forms a system or a practice in their memory, and they will kind of sift in such a sense that they may consider which aspect of those things are good or which is not that good, based on what they are going based on what, not only what is going on in their mind, but based on the training they are receiving presently in school and what they have been exposed to as well. You will see sometimes that even small children, little children, whenever they see their parents having an argument, they kind of listen attentively, and maybe later the child may approach the father, "Daddy, it wasn't good the way you shouted to mom," or to the mother as well. You will understand that that child has picked something.
Exactly.
And if you don't let his mind grow in that fashion, you will destroy a big character within him. So from that stage, they tend to know what is good and what is bad. And if they grow up upon it like that, it forms their outlook on life. And it even assists them in the way they behave with other people. So taking it back to the school now, with such studies that they go through, even in the primary school as well, I think they have a counterpart subject in which they teach them. And even apart from the subject they undertake, their interactions with each other, the teachers will notice which child is aggressive, which one is non-violent, which one is passive, which one is active. So when they come across each other, one that is so much aggressive, the teacher will approach him in order to turn down his aggression.
Yes.
The one that is passive, the teacher will approach him in such a way that he should gear up himself, so that it will not always be silent.
Yes.
It will not always be bullied, so that they can learn how to speak for himself.
Yes.
So it's a two-way thing, home and the teachers as well. And that is why it is essential we have to fund education very well. We should take educating the young minds a very serious issue. Necessary funds has to be geared towards the schools. The emoluments given to teachers, there are even encouragements to them. I have stumbled across a certain teacher on the internet telling some of his students instances of life, that if somebody come across you and he did this for you, this is his actual intention. You should learn to know or decipher which one is appropriate for you to take. You understand? And in that regard, it brings up a deep reflection on the children. And if they are able to follow up in that line, it makes them good citizens, good individuals. And a responsible member of the society in which we live in. Like I said, it's a two-way thing. Parents should not relent in their effort in seeing that their child grows up in the godly way. And schools, teachers should endeavor as much as possible to continue in their line of training and inculcating into the children good virtues, good precepts, and good conduct to make them live in a decent society.
Okay. Thank you very much, Barrister Adegbenro. Yes, let me ask you this. Many people, some Nigerians are complaining that education is very, very expensive in Nigeria. Well, it is either you take it or leave it. That's my opinion. But it is something that we all need. And we cannot do away with it. Do you see the education in Nigeria too expensive?
Well, there's a saying that says, if you say education is expensive, try ignorance.
Exactly.
Which is more costlier because it does severe damages and harm to the society. Because a mind that you fail to educate, that you fail to train, will become a menace to the society, which is more costlier. You have to keep the policemen alert and awake at most times because there's a boy terrorizing the society. Because the energy he possesses is not geared towards the right channel, towards taking good precepts. Towards even making himself available for good products in the society. So it is not always true to say that education is expensive. And if we look at the schools, the colleges, the universities that we have, well, some are more costly, truly, but there are some less expensive ones that anybody can enroll. There's also a saying that says, cut your coat according to your clothes. It is what you have. If you know that, okay, this is what I can afford, why not? It is better to even be trained, be in school, rather than just leaving them in the hands of the society for just any Tom, Dick, and Harry to train them. And that is what and why they turn out bad and worse for the society. It is not always good to accept that fact that because it is expensive, nobody should do it. And that is the role of the government. If we can, as well as much as possible, pump more money into the educational sector, even those that are not available and ready to attend the normal secondary school, there are colleges, technical colleges there. Put adequate infrastructures and facilities in that place. They can turn out good. Even the sports arenas that we have, those that cannot even know anything about, but put them in sports sector. Let them do something for themselves. And sports is even a vast area where you can become anything. Who knew that Akeem Olajuwon could become a superstar on the globe?
No one knew.
The boy started from Abeokuta here. And that is the opportunity available to every child who is ready to be trained, who intends to turn out good for the society.
Thank you very much. That has been Barrister Adegbenro doing justice to the program on the topic, family dispute. And we all need peace in our society and for Nigeria as a nation. Please let us endeavor to train a child and inculcate a good habit, a good spirit into them while they are young, and so that by the time they are growing old, and they will know the best way to work on. Barrister Adegbenro, please, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Oba.
I do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so when next we call on you, you'll be here.
I'm always available.
Thank you so much. Yes, we'll be calling it a day on the program on peace and conflict resolution. Till I come your way next week, same time, on the same station. I am Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye. See you, and God bless Nigeria.